Morning, Botai. Erev Shabbat Shalom. There's a very interesting discussion among the poskim with regards to the mitzvah of Mishloach Manot. What happens if a person sends cakes and sweets and all sorts of things like that to a diabetic? Is a person yotzei dechovah of Mishloach Manot? Because you're kind of laughing at him. You're sending things that he can't eat. So are you yotzei dechovah when you send Mishloach Manot like that? So there's another discussion among the poskim. If you send raw meat or chicken, are you yotzei dechovah? Some poskim say no. Maran Techon Bracha rules in Chazon Ovadia based on Gedolei Poskei Acharonim that a person is yotzei dechovah. Why? Because even when you send something raw meat or chicken, it can be cooked and then enjoyed. So the question is, does that apply here or not? Several poskim, including a Gaon Rav Yosef Cohen, who was one of the Avot Batei Adin in Yerushalayim, a Gaon Rav Yoshua Neuwirth, who was the Talmid of Rav Shlomo Zalman, they say, since the entire point of Mishloach Manot is to create friendship, if you're sending manot to a person, you're sending food gifts to a person that can't eat them, so that's kind of insulting, and therefore you would not be yotzei yedei chovah. You'd have to send him things that he can eat. On the other hand, Agon of Shlomo Zalman Auerbach himself says that a person would be yotzei by sending cakes or candies to a diabetic, and he brings it ayah. He says, let me ask you a question. Let's say on the morning of Purim, a person's already besari, a person already ate meat, and now he's only going to be dairy after Purim. If I come and give him Mishloach Manot that's dairy during Purim, am I yotzei dechovah? He can't eat it right now. He can't eat it until after Purim. Am I yotzei? Of course you're yotzei. Why? Because eventually he'll be able to eat this. So to over here, the food itself is ra'ui. Therefore, he says a person would be yotzei dechovah for sending that to a diabetic. Maran Zechon Bracha says it's not exactly a good proof because over there, the dairy, eventually when the time passes, he'll be able to eat, whereas the sweets, he won't be able to eat that ever. But at the end of the day, Maran Zechon Bracha says that you are yotzei dechovah because the person has family. Even if he can't eat it himself, he has wife, children, grandchildren that he can share the food with, and therefore, be'emet, he still gets that joy by getting that food. The same halacha would be if you give gluten to a celiac, person who suffers from celiac disease and he can't have gluten, and you send him breads and cakes and all sorts of things, and he can't eat it, you'd still be yotzei dechovah because you can share it with the rest of the family. Have a wonderful day and Shabbat Shalom. Don't forget that now that we've changed the clock, Mincha on Erev Shabbat is an hour later. Mincha this evening is at 6:40, followed by Kabbalat Shabbat and Arvit. Have a wonderful day and Shabbat Shalom.